Hello, everybody, and welcome to an Impromptu Live for the Around the Ballpark podcast for your Tuesday night, October the 7th. And I've found that Tuesday night has actually become one of my most available evenings. So I usually have a softball league on Tuesday nights, but we've been rained out for 7 out of the last 8 Tuesday nights. So more time at home with the family and things of that nature. Even played some Phase 10 tonight, a little bit of card game action. And just had a really good time tonight. Everything was good. Had a nice steak dinner. So kind of relaxed. So kind of nice, although I do miss being out in the field. Even when we played last week, the one week we did get to play, it was like a 9:30 game and it was dark and it was late and still a little bit of rainy. Fields are wet and we didn't have our whole team there. So definitely miss getting back out there, and hopefully we'll get to play on a more regular basis. Hopefully the nasty weather clears up this week and we can get back to normalcy and playing softball and things like that. So looking forward to that. So guys, thank you for joining us here tonight on the Around the Ballpark podcast, episode number 112. I thought I'd go live just for a little bit, not the whole normal, lengthy live that I normally would do. I thought just to jump on here and kind of tell you a little bit about what went down this past weekend and the weekend before, some events that I went to, that sort of thing. So I wanted to jump into that. But of course, whether you need to file years of missing returns, a current year return, or perhaps you just need relief from a tax lien or levy, Nashville Tax Solutions has the solution for you with the team Christopher Bennett and team. They do great work. Their expert team of tax professionals are dedicated to providing personalized solutions tailored to your unique situation. Don't let tax problems weigh you down. Definitely don't want to. I know with the new year, not too far away, so you want to make sure you're on top of everything. So don't let those problems weigh you down. Contact Nashville Tax Solutions today. Let them guide you toward a brighter financial future. You can call them. They can be reached. Nashville Tax Solutions. They have offices in Palm Bay and now in Fort Pierce as well. They can be reached 855-627-4829, or you can check out their website at nashvilletaxsolutions.com, or send them an email to info@nashvilletaxsolutions.com, where tax resolution is achieved. So we've also got the ticker there at the bottom, but definitely go ahead, check them out. You'll be glad that you did. They'll give you some peace. They'll give you some less stress, less anxiety, that sort of thing. So want to get into what went down these last 2 weekends. This channel, the Around the Ballpark podcast, we were invited out to several different media nights in and around the Central Florida area. And when I say around the Central Florida area, literally in the middle of absolute nowhere for some of these events. And we really had a great time. I was able to go to each of the events with a different person, had a little bit different experience at each place. I to share a little bit of my thoughts and honest review of what I observed, what I thought, what I think, how each one was unique, what could be done better, that sort of thing. So the whole kind of spectrum of things started a week ago on, I believe it was a Saturday night, and my wife and I went out to Tavares, Florida. So this is about, I want to say about an hour and 55 minutes away, I would say north of where we are, north central of where we are here in Palm Bay. And so Fear Reach Green Park is a place where they have 3 different haunted trails. They also have a bar. They also have a band that performed called Dismembered. That was really, really interesting. We also had some food trucks. There were entertainment there. And we were basically invited out for a sneak peek. So where we got to basically go in, check out the trails with the lights on, or with our camera lights on, filming, which is not something that's allowed on a typical event night. So if you were to go out there, don't worry, you'll get the full dark experience. You're not going to have the bright, shiny lights there. But of course, for media night, the whole point is so we can get a sneak peek to send and share with our subscribers so they can kind of see what it is that they might be getting themselves into. If it's something they want to check out, you want to give just enough away where it'd be something where they may be interested. So we went out. Unfortunately, one of the 3 trails at the time was down, so we didn't get to do that one. But there were 2 trails that were in operation, and the first one that we went to, it was like a lab, like a crooked lab, and so many cool effects in that one. Some really good scare actors in there. Really had a good time in that one. I think the trail was about, or the house was about 5 minutes. So all the events that we went to, this was the only night where it was an actual house and not a trail. So we did this one. Everything was running good, running smooth in that one. Had a great time, like I said. Got a good couple jumps. I don't get scared. Wife gets scared a lot and a lot easy. I don't typically get scared. I just kind of appreciate what it is that we're doing. So from there, we went across to the next trail, or the next house, I should say, across the way. And again, not a ton of scare actors in this house, but really was well done from start to end. I do have a fond appreciation for these houses that are unique. Like, it's great to see a house that maybe resembling a movie. Maybe you're into the Stranger Things franchise, and to see a house based on that is kind of cool to you. But I appreciate the uniqueness, originality, all that kind of stuff. So I would say going to places like that, it's a lot more interesting sometimes to me, I've found, because you get to really see someone's creative juices flowing and all that kind of stuff. But what's cool about these events too is they will limit the amount of people that can go through each attraction at one time. So you're not in single file lines. You're not basically, just trailing behind the person in front of you, or you see everything that's going to happen. You're basically alone in the house for about 3 minutes before they let the next people through. So wanted to get that out there. So from there on out, we checked out their entertainment. We had a little bit of some food trucks. We checked out a little bit of the band. I thought the band was a little bit better the year before, that sort of thing. But really, really cool atmosphere. It's like you're going to a fair. Instead of fair rides, there were houses, and there were, those kinds of things. So they had some merch there, of course, but a big variety with food trucks. I definitely got to say, you had everything covered from your sweets to your, if you're a big taco enthusiast like I am, that sort of thing. Plenty of options there. And then, so it was a good night. I think it was like a 2-hour event. So where we got to basically do as much as we wanted to do. Like, we were allowed to do something more than just one time. So I appreciated that, especially for that far of a drive out. So then from there, we left from Tavares, went home that evening. The next night, went out to Winter Haven, Florida. And here was called Ominous Descent. And this was an outdoor trail, just one trail. But this one was very long. Like, I think it was about 8 minutes and 50 seconds to get through the whole thing, which in trail world, that's a long trail compared to your usual, that's really a large amount of time, especially if you're the only one in there with whatever group that you're with. So we got to go through the first time. Again, we recorded everything. Like I mentioned, so many jump scares. The effects in this one were incredible. Told a great story. Again, even if you're not someone who likes to get scared, or even if you don't get scared, just walking through these things and really getting to appreciate like what they do, because part of the allure of this stuff is trying to figure out, okay, where, what costumes are they making, what kind of set designs they're going to have, how many scare actors they're going to have. And it was very, very realistic. And it was very like, the paths were narrow, because like I remember when we pulled in, we were like, this doesn't really look like a large place. But as we're walking through everything, we're like, wow, they really, really stepped up their game here and made use of each and every available space that they had. So I thought that was really, really awesome. Again, they had food trucks outside as well. They had a 5-minute escape game. We decided not to play that. The line was a little bit long, and we wanted to go back through the trail a second time without recording, so that way we can kind of not see what's coming our way and stuff like that. So you kind of appreciate it a little bit more. It's good to have the sneak peek, but it's also cool to go back through and not know what you're expecting. A lot of good merch there as well. Everything from tumblers to mugs to, they had, t-shirts, caps, all that kind of stuff. So This one was about a 2-hour drive as well, so it was a lot of driving. Fortunately, I didn't have to do all the driving myself, but yeah. So Ominous Ascent, I would highly, highly recommend this one. This was really only the second, because we had done Fear Reach last year. So Ominous is really the second one that I've ever really done that scale of things, and I definitely would love to go back. I think they were a 10 out of 10 in production, in every element of what they tried to accomplish. They did, and then some. So really, really recommend it. 10 out of 10 for Ominous Descent. Make sure you get out there, put that on your calendar. If this sort of thing is something that you're interested in, definitely want to check them out. So then you fast forward a week, and I say we, myself, went ahead with a different group, and we went to Astula, Florida. Now, Astula, Florida, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Part of the adventure was getting to this trail. There was no mountains, but the amount of curvy roads, dark roads with no street lights, the group I was with thought I was taking them to their last final resting place. Like, it was literally in the middle of nowhere, and the road, when we finally found the attraction to get in, it was an unpaved road. So you've got to really be careful. You got to slow down and really make sure that you're not going too fast and mess up your vehicle. That's one downside of this place. But we got there, made it safely, got to see a lot of the same content creators I had seen, on some of the previous nights and stuff like that. And so while we're walking in, we noticed they're not quite open yet. So we're checking out some sites and stuff like that. They don't have quite as much going on outside, but this was more of an independent haunt. So they would have less than about 50 people, maybe even less than 25, 30 people in the opening night. It was a smaller crowd. I think they just wanted to, see how things are going and stuff like that. So this place has 2 trails. They only had one open for preview night, which is fine. But so when we finally got a chance to go in, same kind of thing. We recorded forward facing, that sort of thing. And the videos will be here on our channel. You can see that should be posted probably by tomorrow. But during this walkthrough, I was not expecting what we got. So basically, one thing unique here was that you get these glow necklaces. And if you put these glow necklaces on, they could touch your hair, your shoulders, your feet, that sort of thing. Nothing outside the lines, but enough where they can, touch you a little bit. And so from the first step, we walked into that house, the smells, the sights, the sounds, they really made you feel like part of the production. And let's just say, without giving too much away, like, they might not have the budget that some of the other places have, but they couldn't have done a better job with who they had. Every single character was on point. There's things I saw there that I've never would imagine to see in the trail. It was amazing, start to finish. When we got out of there, seemed like we made some friends with some of the characters too. It was one we called Bacon, that he was, you have to see him and talk to this guy to understand. But man, it was a really, really good time. We did go back through a second time, again, not filming, so we can really see, everything that they had to offer without the lights and stuff like that. And every single time they knocked it out of the park. They had a really good little lemonade stand there, like homemade lemonade. They had merch as well. They had some snacks and goodies and things like that. So again, this one, Tales of Terror, I definitely would say to put that on your calendar as well. Even though it's a smaller place, I really feel like they knock it out of the park and they make it worth it. They give it all they got, and I don't want to give away some of the stuff that we saw, but let's just say you'll be impressed. It's definitely outside the box. And then the week capped off a Petrified Forest. Went with my buddy Chris Bennett, Natural Attack Solutions. Him and his wife joined me in Altamont Springs, which actually out of the 4 was actually the shortest distance of all the 4 places. But I was not prepared for to find out what we were going to do at Petrified Forest. When you get there, you kind of park a little bit a ways, and they have terror trolleys that take you from the parking lot to your to the park. So that was great right off the bat. The weather was a little bit bad, so we had like ponchos on and stuff like that. When we get there, immediately we see at least 7 food trucks. We see a DJ, we see coolers, we see a whole merch stand of hundreds of t-shirts and stuff like that. Just an awesome little spot that just was full of life, energy, all this stuff. And so they gather us all around. The media are on one side, and they had to have at least been 200 volunteers, easy 200 volunteers. And comparing that to some of the other trails that had maybe 15 volunteers, maybe 10. So this place was packed with volunteers, and they do this whole little opening thing. It was awesome. Then they went back, and so basically we were given the layout. They have they have laser tag on one side. You got to meet the icon and take pictures and selfies as part of media night with the icon. An icon is basically like the lead person that the event is under, basically. Then they also have a what do you call it? Like an escape ride. So it's a little bit different than a game or escape room. This is one where you get in what's kind of like a hayride. You get in back of the truck, and they take you to different scenes, and together in the dark woods and whatever, you have to basically solve everything, try to get out. You have a certain amount of time to get out before the next group, and etc. In addition to that, they also had a theater show where I think it was a $10 add-on, but definitely worth it. And you got to basically, like, how do I put this? You go in a small group of like 4, and you meet some characters, and they make you part of the show. And they give you props. They have you stand here, talk to this one, hold that, hold this, go in there. You can also be touched if you want to. They give you a glow necklace again, so which indicates glow necklace means you're okay to be touched. No glow necklace means hands off. So you're part of the show. So that was fantastic. Definitely worth the extra $10. Shout out to Chris for that. And then they have the 3 trails. So how it works is they have this whole holding area, and if you're not part of media, when you check in and you pay and stuff like that, you are given a color and a number. And so if they call the color blue, and you have a blue, then you can go into the lines. And so that's the way of not overcrowding the line. So it's not everyone at once trying to get through the trail. It's one of the 6 groups gets called, they do the trails, the next group, et cetera, et cetera. So they're really, really good at managing the lines and the crowds and stuff like that. And even if so that way, when you're not in line waiting, there's plenty of stuff for you to do. You can eat, you can listen to music, you can dance, you could whatever. But the cool thing about the media night was, and a shout out again to Petrified Forest, couldn't have been a better host. When they call you, or when you want to do a trail, you just let the person at the front know, and they will walk you, not even through, because they have an express line too. They'll just straight up walk you to the door. So you don't have to not only not wait in the regular line, not even in the express line, they take you straight to the door and go right in. So you can go through. I think I did each one 2 or 3 times because they let us just go right to the front and go through. So again, first time, second time with the lights, third time just went through without, to get the full immersive experience. I was blown away. So trying to sit there, I can't say which of the 4 were the best, because honestly, I would say all 4 were completely different. They're all unique, and they're all the best in one area. One for sure would be the best in terms of overall experience. Like if you go to a WWE show, it's not just the match in the ring. There's the pyro, there's the music, there's the announcers, there's the crowd. And I think that's where Petrified Forest knocked it out of the park over everyone else in terms of start to finish. They get you in they take you in a trail, or they take you in a trolley for free to the door, so you don't have to worry about that. They are constantly entertaining you when you're not in the line. They're entertaining you when you're going through. They have so many different options. Now they're a scare park officially. So, to me, at least, when you're going somewhere and you don't have downtime or waiting, doing more time standing than enjoying yourself, that's always a negative thing, especially if you're driving over 2 hours to go to an event. So the fact that you walk in there, whether you're going through a trail or whether you're just hanging out, you have something to do the entire evening. And it's a good pocket. I think it was 7 to 10:30. So it's like a 3.5 hour pocket, which gives you plenty of time to get everything done that you need to do. So For overall production, hands down, Petrified Forest knocked it out of the park. For scare factor, definitely have to say that Ominous Descent really, really was the cream of the crop in terms of that every twist, every turn, uniqueness. Don't see things coming. They distract you here and get you from there. Set design, all that kind of stuff. So they, in terms of total scare, they really, really hammered that down. For creativity, uniqueness, and just that, like, I don't know, that special feeling where you don't get anywhere else, definitely would say Tales of Terror, because it's hard to pinpoint it, but they just get it. Like, they know it's not about, they're not trying to be something that they're not. They know their identity, they know what they're trying to accomplish, and they hit a home run every time. And I think that's something that you can't get at any of these other places, because they really know, like, this is our pocket, and we're going to make our pocket bigger and badder than everybody else. We're not going to try to do, whole bells and whistles, because we don't have enough, to do all that. But what we are going to give you is the quality over quantity. And that's where they hit a home run. And we couldn't have had a better time. The company was awesome that we had with, really, really enjoyed it. And then Fear Reach Scream Park, in terms of, like, I don't know, when you pull up, from the moment you pull up and walk in, and you can kind of just see everything, they really, like, it's set up perfectly in terms of, like, where everything is. They got bands playing. They've got a cool little lounge area where you can kick back, just enough entertainment and food truck variety. So in terms of, like, just feeling like you're at an amusement park, that's the place for you. Just, enough to do for those 3 hours to keep you entertained, not feeling bored, not feeling like you're just standing around. So again, can't really pick a top out of the 4, because they're all hit a home run in different areas. So if you're not able to do them all, maybe look at what's closest to you, or maybe give one a try this year and kind of rotate it out. But I think you'd definitely be doing a disservice if you didn't check out all 4 at some point, because, we all know, what HHN is all about. We know what Howl-O-Scream is all about, and they always hit a home run. They have a little bit more of a budget, that sort of thing. But these 4 places really, really know how they know their pocket, they know their audience, and they hit a home run from start to finish. So, to sum up, basically, I'm glad that I got that opportunity. Thank you so much to all 4, Fear Reach, Ominous, Tales of Terror, Petrified Forest, for inviting our channel out, taking a chance and inviting us out for media night. We had a fantastic time. I'm glad I was able to bring different people each time, and cannot stress enough that, give this a try. You really, really would enjoy it. It's a great night out. Maybe even if you're not going to stay overnight in the area, because you might want to do that, because some of these are way out there. Find some other local stuff to do in the area. Make it a whole weekend thing if you can. But definitely recommend that. And guys, here around the ballpark, we're not just sports, but we have to talk a little bit of sports before we let you go. Want to give you an update on the MLB postseason. The Mariners right now, bottom of the 9th in Detroit, are up 8-4. Looks like they're going to take game 3 here. They're with that win, they'll go up 2-1 in this best of 5 series. So they're in a great spot. It's an awesome. Their bullpen in game 2 was phenomenal. The shutdown that they did. So, but yeah, looks like that. And then the New York Yankees, their backs are up against the wall right now. Toronto, 10 or more runs, 2 consecutive games. They got 6 runs already in the 4th. They're up 6-3 on the Yankees in New York in the bottom of the 4th inning. So, Yankees got some work to do to keep this series alive, because if the Blue Jays win tonight, they complete the sweep and go on to face the winner of the Mariners-Tigers series. So, and then today, lastly, the NHL began their opening night today. 3 games on the docket right now. The Penguins are playing the Rangers. Just started period number 3. It's 1-0 Penguins in that one. Hopefully the Rangers can get a couple goals there in this last period. The late game tonight, the Colorado Avalanche take on the Kings. And then the early game was the Stanley Cup two-time defending champs, the Florida Panthers, get the 3-2 win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Definitely saw some great play from the Blackhawks. I think the difference in that one, though, was shots on goal for the Florida Panthers. They, even on power play, they were heads and shoulders above Chicago in terms of shots attempted and whatnot. And so you get that big goal in the third period to win that one. They got to raise the Stanley Cup, two-time defending champions, 3 consecutive Stanley Cup appearances. Shout out to the Panthers. I was reaching out to some buddies of mine. I really haven't been an NHL guy, so I kind of was going to take this first week to make a fair kind of see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. By the end of next week, I'll come up with my team because I don't want to. It's easy to pick the local team, the Panthers or the Lightning because they're local. But, being from New York, there's a couple options there. So, but I want to see everything, because I'm a Mets fan, I'm a Panthers fan, so I'm used to losing. So I kind of want to pick a team that has some win potential. But at the same time, I'm going to kind of observe and kind of just latch on to someone, and that'll be my team. I got to stay loyal to whoever it is. So we'll see what happens probably next week. I'll let you know, guys, if you even care, what my team of choice is for NHL. But with that said, guys, thank you guys for watching along. This is a little shorter tonight. We just wanted to jump on here, break down those trails for you, those 2 consecutive weekends, 2 nights in a row. A little exhausted from everything, but it was so much fun. Really, really enjoyed it. Hopefully I can get to do that again. But if it was a one-time thing, super, super grateful that I had that chance. And again, this time of year, unfortunately the Mets are out, but baseball playoffs, NHL, NBA is even starting soon. I'm not really a big NBA guy, but a lot to be excited for in the world of professional sports. College football well underway as well, and we'll be right here for it. So we'll be back live this Thursday night. Darren and myself will be live together for episode number 113 of the Around the Ballpark podcast. Remember to hit this subscribe button and share. It's the best way to let others know that we are here. And again, you're going to see the videos we've already posted from Fear Reach and Ominous Descent, so make sure you check those 2 videos out. But in the days to come, you'll see our experience from Tales of Terror and the Petrified Forest as well. So until Thursday night, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you around the ballpark. Bye, guys.